Hey everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today, this morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is that you're viewing this. I hope that you are having a great day so far and that you find some time today to do something for yourself. With me today, I have a couple of really cool people joining us. So without further ado, a man that has more Nikes than Phil Knight himself, iDro.
Hey everybody.
The queen of fonts who has Times New Roman shook, honey. It's Rycie.
Hi guys.
And a turtle dad who can't wink one eye at a time, Lazz.
Yeah, what an introduction. Hey guys.
And then you have me, a medical mystery that's had scientists stumped since 1989.
Boom.
Boom. So the goal today is that we are just going to have fun. We're going to look at some cool stuff that we've built in Pilosa and discuss some future developments. So what we're going to start with is the stroller rental here. Now last time we did not have a back here, nor did we have an interior. And I believe Rycie has fixed all of this for us.
Yeah, I relieved you of your duty to build an interior for this.
I appreciate that because to build such a beautiful exterior, I had no idea what I was going to do on the inside here. Let me actually switch down here.
Exterior is really beautiful, so I was kind of intimidated to build an interior, to be honest.
No, it looks great.
But I found, thank you. I found these really cool strollers from Amber on the workshop.
These are adorable. They have giraffes on them.
Yay.
Those are so
I think this is so
giraffe
cool.
signs.
That's awesome.
This is so cool because it's less is more, and it's, to be honest, way prettier than any stroller rental I've ever seen in Europe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
it's
modern.
quite fancy, I admit. Yeah, but the exterior is really fancy as well. So.
I feel like the interior matches kind of what the expectation was from the outside, though. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the spacing on the wooden beams at the on the walls. Like it's not just one solid texture.
Let me see
And
if I
it's,
can get a better glimpse of it here.
Ooh. Yeah, it really carries the theming inside, I think, in a good way.
Yeah.
I do
agree.
think
I love
there
the lights on here
maybe
too.
like a little too less strollers inside. Maybe
Less strollers.
yeah, like
Yeah,
too
maybe
little. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
like
they
Like
would
we
be
need some more.
maybe
yeah,
I don't know if
maybe.
there's like a back door kind of thing where there's like
Are you happy?
what's the word? I can't think of it.
the
Like
man
a
does not
storage.
play around. You ask for more, he'll give you more.
I will give you more. You want a green one? We can make
Maybe.
a green one.
One more.
Realistically,
Exactly,
I
one more.
think there would be like a side building for them to be placed outside as well.
Yeah, like there would be sort of storage.
Because there would be
Yeah,
plus 50 or even 60 of these,
Oh,
to
yeah.
be honest.
For sure.
Yeah, don't like get this building entirely full of them, but like we
Yeah, I guess we could maybe even have kind of like a chain of them, like a carousel of them here, where you could
Yeah.
just,
yeah the
as soon as you
outside.
get one, you can release it and be on your way.
Yeah, I think outside
Okay.
storage could work as well.
Also love how you
Yeah.
A little
integrated
bit of both.
the little staff room here, and if I
Mm.
remember, it's actually like a little maintenance shop, right? So I would
Yes.
say this is.
That was actually already there.
Yeah.
You put it there,
Yeah.
I think.
But I
It's
think the idea
perfect.
was that this is where they could like do maintenance on like the strollers that were like broken and stuff.
Yeah, that's
So I think that's
Oh
perfect.
yeah, sure. Oh, that is. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, sure.
What did you use for the
That's
floors?
Perfect. Oh, that's the glass roof piece.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So
nice.
shiny.
So, yeah. I got the idea from Mike Sheets,
Hmm.
who's been absolutely amazing advertising this little series.
Yeah,
So shout out to Mike.
he's been very, very nice, and I think he seems to really like the project, and I'm glad that he does
Yeah.
because I think it's fair to say that between him and John, they have kind of inspired a movement, so to speak, with the people on the Discord. And I don't know, it's refreshing to know that they care about it and that they like it. So
Totally.
Yeah, but let's be honest. We paid him. Okay.
you weren't supposed to tell anybody, Lazz.
No, I'm sorry.
Cut.
I can't live with myself. I can't look myself in the mirror anymore.
So another thing that Rycie did is you had these kind of match the Pilosa colors, yeah? These little signs.
Yeah, like we talked about in the last episode, I wanted to bring our Pilosa colors more forward, have like kind of a branding. So I put made these all in Pilosa colors and added some more animals. I don't think we've seen them last time, as I remember correctly.
I know the flamingos were here. We have the hippo.
Yeah.
That's the pygmy hippo and the tapirs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks so cool.
And
Can't wait for the deers to be there. But yeah.
Shut up.
I know.
Bees.
As a little.
And the bees.
Let me find somebody to kill real quick. You look cool.
What is your name? Will
Goodbye,
be Tejit
little-
now.
Not Tadget Cam.
That's me.
Do you know the way?
I am the Tejit Cam now.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
So let's actually hop around to the back
I smell
side
Ebola.
of the building here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that out.
Oh yeah, the backside,
Yeah, it
right?
looks
I
great.
added these cool little
Yeah, this is a really nice card.
vehicles. I think that's from Barkbox as well.
Hey.
Yeah, this looks
The
awesome.
little zoo vehicle.
This even has like some flowers in the back of it.
Yeah, I thought it was so cute. Why didn't they have this in game already?
I would love
think?
to see these driving
It
around.
adds so much detail.
Yeah,
They
that
have to do.
That would be
They have
awesome.
to do future.
If they had like
They have to do.
if they had like staff driving around in these things, that would be like super cool.
yeah, that'd be dope.
But again, remember
Yeah.
future DLCs, guys.
Uh-huh.
They have
Right.
to.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not getting
Well,
my hopes up.
For now, we have these by Barkbox, and we'll scatter them around the park, or around the zoo.
So
Yeah.
back here, you also did some landscaping, Rycie, because before it was just completely flat.
It's true.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah, I just expanded your planter. Oh, thank you.
Cool.
This looks like a little grown in. I thought it was kind of nice with the ivy on the walls.
Yeah, I like that. It looks. I
Like
mean,
a
this
little
is
less-
exactly
less
what I had in mind.
maintained.
So,
Oh, that's good then. Cool.
all right. So we are gonna move
All
back
right.
over towards the. I think I've unofficially named this the Twinkle Tunnel, with the little twinkle lights on it. It's beautiful. But this is really gonna, the last time that we were here in the last episode, we kind of spent a lot of time around the little fountains here, and then kind of explaining what this area would be for, or what its intended purpose was. And obviously, if you went, if you took a left into the, after the entrance, you would eventually loop around back this way. So you can kind of go either way when you first come in. So now there is a reason to go this way. And what I've built is kind of like hoping that we get something like this in the future. So as soon as you cross over this bridge, you have a little area where I have put a puffin exhibit. And I'm really hoping that we get something that this can actually be usable in the future. Even if it's like penguins or something, we can totally change. It doesn't have to be puffins, but it was inspired by...
It could be seals as
Yeah,
well.
so
actually.
honestly, seals, sea lions, anything like that would be perfect.
Yeah.
And before anybody tries to read me, I know these are dodo birds. They're not puffins, but it was the closest that I had.
I smell a star.
So the idea here is that this little gate, which you see what I did with the colors here.
Ooh.
This little
I
gate
see
here
what you
would
did
actually
there.
connect. Yeah, this gate would connect to either backstage or a future expansion. Lazz has been working on something that's on the other side of this fence here, so I don't know if we ever wanted to connect it from that way. We could. There's options, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But this could either totally be a backstage entrance, or this could all wrap around to something that's being built beyond this exhibit.
Cool.
I love the rock work you did.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
Looks realistic.
So this was inspired by the puffin exhibit that's at the Georgia Aquarium. Obviously it's indoor, but it's very, very similar to what you see here. And then there was also some concept art that I had shared with you guys in the inspirational pictures on our Discord thread that kind of has the same glass look here.
Hmm. Yeah, I already
the
came
giant
out.
glass wall is amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm trying
And
to...
it draws attention. You want to go over here when you see that. You want to take a look inside.
I appreciate that. So this up here, I'm assuming would be, eventually if we get whatever animal is going to go in here, this would be its little indoor habitat as well.
Cool.
But just one question: why is there a giant rock in the water exactly where you would wash the animals?
So,
Is that intended?
yes, so let me actually get out of Tejid Cam. Ooh. So the only thing that I'm kind of battling with here is at the Georgia Aquarium, the water really only comes up to about right here, because they'll sit and nest on these rocks, and then every now and then they jump in. They're diving birds, so they'll like go down deep and like get food that's on the bottom of the ground.
Oh, okay.
So I think
That's a specific habitat reason for that animal.
yeah. So if we end up switching whatever animal is in here based on what Frontier gives us, what's actually inside of the exhibit here could totally change. But as of right now, it's intended that they would kind of nest up here and then dive into the water to get food and stuff, which is where you would see them mostly.
Yes,
Yeah, that
cause,
makes
'cause
sense.
let's say it's seals that we're gonna put in here.
Hmm.
Then it will make sense that this was the part for it. I especially love to see kids like running around the habitats, like looking at they're swimming and looking from like below.
Yes, like
Just to
otters,
see them
seals,
underwater.
yeah, something like that
Yeah.
would be so cool. I think.
And then you would have a platform like to stand above them to just look
Hmm.
from above to like.
Do you think
To
maybe
see the
we should
whole-
put something on one of the sides here where you could actually go up some steps and kind of look into the
Yeah,
exhibit
that
too?
was my idea.
Okay.
If it's gonna be seals, because if it's
Yeah.
other animals, then it's maybe not so like. Yeah, I don't think I would put sea lions in here because I think it would be a missed opportunity to do shows.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's room enough here to do like a
Yeah, this is actually a
small
pretty small exhibit too.
amphitheater. Yeah.
So whatever
Cool, man.
whatever
Yeah.
we do get, this is obviously not its final form. This is just kind of give you an idea of what this could look like. So depending on what we get that could go in here, we may have to actually change the shape of the exhibit. But the general, like the way it looks when you walk up to it, this is kind of how I wanted it to look here.
I like it.
Yes.
Does anybody remember who made the penny press machine?
Yes.
I have no clue. I just spotted them and I was about to ask. They look really cool.
I know it's on the Zoo Essentials, and I'll of course credit it in the description here. But I think this is kind of a cool little feature to add. It's very realistic.
I've never seen those in real life.
Oh, really?
They are like in theme parks as well, and like that.
Yeah. So specifically in like zoos and aquariums, they'll have these at exhibits. So like if these were sea lions, you would actually get like a penny press machine that would put like a sea lion or something on the penny once it presses it. It's kind of cool.
Kind of cool for the kids.
Kind of cool for the kids. All right, I'm gonna hop back in Tejid Cam because I want to walk this pathway that was down here.
Oh, I actually just found who made them. So
Who was it?
Maybe we just want to credit them. That's a non-human animal on the zoo, on the workshop.
Perfect. Non-human animal.
I want to know about the human animals.
That's us, right?
This feels like when in Jimmy Fallon, when they read the Twitter names of profiles, we're like, what the fuck? But again, shout out to that guy who made those. It's cool.
Alrighty, so once you move past whatever exhibit this is going to be, you kind of come on like a little nature walk that runs along this side of the creek here.
Love this view.
Yeah, this is
gorgeous.
great.
So nice.
And then for Rycie, I have some path imperfections here that I was hoping that you would like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
It's those small
That-
little details like that kind of take me there. So, and then the path is very.
I love how curvy it
uneven.
is.
Yeah.
Damn.
This pathway here, it's very uneven. This landscape or the terrain already existed, So I basically just built the path on it because I wanted it to look as natural as it could. I didn't flatten it out or anything.
I like that.
It looks very realistic that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this portion here,
Like they just paved over it.
yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's-
that.
this is really some God of Balboa kind of stuff.
Oh, I can't take any kind of credit like that.
No, but I think like that's the the way he's working with it, that he actually want to implement the flow of nature into pathing and
He has such a
Yeah.
beautiful project.
yeah, and this takes me to that like kind of vibe.
So this was kind of
So,
intended.
Good job.
Oh, I appreciate that. So this was kind of intended to be like an entry point. I kind of toyed around with the idea of having a water tower here, or actually it would have been about right there. So I'm thinking if I don't end up doing that, there's really no point to have this little fenced area here. That could be removed in the future. But I stole these from you, Rycie. The buildup of what would be leaves on the concrete here.
Yeah.
Shout.
From my other project.
I was gonna say
yeah.
shout out. What's the name of that project, by the way?
It doesn't have a name yet.
Oh,
Shout out to
mysterious.
Unfortunately.
Project No Parkia. No.
To be honest, if
Parkia.
they're like, if we were to not put a water tower in here, I think you can still keep this thing.
Yeah,
there.
I was-
like
I was
it
about to
would
say
be
that.
like a leftover kind of thing, like a
Yeah,
remnant.
or maybe even for the finished like for this finished episode of this park, I think it would be a realistic thing to have a work in progress habitat, because every zoo I go in, there is some closed off area because they're building some new habitat
Okay.
to
Yeah, that's
open
fair.
soon. So I think it would
That
be
is
great
true, yeah.
great to have a closed off, like exciting
Or would
boxed
it
off area.
would it make sense to have where like something like this could be like a almost like a staff path, I guess, like because what's
Yeah,
going to
it
be
could
on the
be.
other side here is going to be the big. I'm not going to say what exhibit that you are doing, Lazz, but it's going to be on the other side of these trees. So maybe this
Yeah,
could be
so
like a
that would make
connecting
sense.
point for staff.
And the animal I'm gonna put in there.
Oh, are you going to say it?
No.
Okay.
The animal would just need the like preservation and the privacy.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, so I want this to be very heavily wooded in between here and that next exhibit, because I feel
Okay,
like
fuck it. I'm putting dragons in there. so. That's gonna be the new. I just blew the new DLC.
I know,
Okay,
right?
Sorry, Frontier.
how dare
Sorry.
you?
The dragon DLC.
So the idea for this little area is that obviously you have this little garden here that is going to look out into like the creek and or river, whatever it is.
Oh, that's beautiful. That view down the river. That looks so nice.
Yeah, I like that. It's very peaceful.
Yeah.
Like you could sit here and read a book, or if you've been.
And again, it looks new.
Yeah.
It looks like it's man-made, but still, like it's like from a natural point of view, it's a work in progress. Like it's gonna look overgrown at some point, but now
Mhm.
it's just they made it to be like
so
like they extended the river system, for example.
kind of what I had in mind for these is that these would be like memorial gardens, to where maybe these are dedicated to the original landowners. Like it would be whatever that landowner's name was, garden. Just kind of
Sure,
have
like
to make that
Reginald.
up,
I don't
by the
know.
Let's-
St. Reginald
let's-
Garden.
Let's decide that till the next episode.
Yeah,
I think
we
that
won't do
makes
that here.
sense to work on already.
Post
Yeah.
post a good name for the owner
Oh, yeah.
in the comments.
So you have another one of
What
those
is
little
that,
vantage points here. What were you saying, Rycie?
What is that wood thing? Is that like
So this is like a little dock area,
this?
without trying to get wet here.
That you're not allowed to use. You're not allowed to use it. Okay. I can't tell.
So my idea
Cut
is
that out.
maybe you could so maybe for this area you could actually come out here and like feed the ducks or something. I'm hoping somebody makes, because I am not an art shape sensei at all, but if somebody could make like a little machine where you would drop like a quarter in to get like some feed, and you could just throw it out here and
Oh,
like
right.
the ducks would
Yeah,
come
yeah.
swim up and eat it. That would be
We'll
kind of
need
cool.
the dogs then, but yeah.
Yeah,
the dogs.
Mhm.
art-shaped ducks too. Whoever's gonna
Dogs.
make that.
Cute
Uh,
Jordy.
feed,
Okay.
feed the dogs.
Please cut out the last minute of what I've been saying.
Will do.
Okay.
So these are intended to be flower beds. These actually need to be kind of zhuzhed up a bit. But I was kind of hoping that somebody, no names, would actually help us when they come and do something in the park here. So
A wink.
wink, wink.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So this area just continues to kind of meander on this way. Before you actually get to this next part, this I know is way too steep, but this is gonna. I was like, I actually want it steeper. No, I'm just kidding.
That is the entry to heaven.
That's
Stairway.
the stairway to
Yeah.
heaven. So this will actually take you up to what would be that next portion of the zoo. So there's nothing here currently, but I would assume that you have some pretty cool stuff up here to view as well. And this connects you over to what would go down to Kobe Creek eventually.
Kobe.
I actually like that it's so steep. It really gives the illusion, like you really want to know what's behind that hill.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be funny with the strollers.
Yeah. To change it is going to be a pain in the ass if we want to make it a little less steep. Because this, I don't even know what degree this is at, but it is not at a comfortable 3-degree angle.
I would call it a running hill. Like you have to run up here.
Yeah. And hopefully you don't run down and then you can't stop and then you just go over the rails and into the water.
It's gonna be an episode of Jackass with the
Yeah.
strollers.
Yeah. I like,
Maybe we could have some logs or something on the path.
somewhat.
Oh
that
yeah.
doesn't happen.
Somewhat.
True.
Some logs or something,
Yeah,
Okay.
fake stairs.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like little stepping stones.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kind of. I'm like, yeah, those.
Yeah.
I'll do that then. It's fine.
So moving on, we kind of go into the idea that I had for this is that it would actually connect to, this would be a thoroughfare for the Serengeti experience. So what is on the other side that we saw whenever I did the little bathroom plaza, this would actually connect with that. So this is going to be kind of like a two-way exhibit. But before you actually get into the exhibit, you have a little picnic pavilion, which I have put, this was a blueprint that Lazz had made that has some little tables in here, which is non-functional now, but it will be once all is said and done. But it's like a little hangout getaway. If you want like a little bit more privacy, you don't want to eat like right here in front of a bunch of folks.
It's really cute. I love it.
I love it. I think it's very, not that it's secluded, but it's, like, to me, I would be pissed if I wasn't able to sit in here because everybody else was already sitting here and I had to go sit over here.
That's true.
Like,
Maybe
I
we
would
can find
want
more
to sit in
space
here.
to maybe
Yeah.
put more of these in the park. I guess I assume it would be pre-made, so the park bought these for like some company that made those.
Like, they would
so
be
maybe buy
prefabricated or
a couple
something.
of them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely plop these around in a couple of places. Basically, just
By the way, guys, did you spoil the Serengeti experience, or do you need to explain what that is? Just you mentioned it before.
well, nobody
We
watches my
haven't
channel,
mentioned
but it's
that before.
nobody watches my channel, but it's been on a video for like 3 weeks. It's
Okay.
essentially going to be, I'll get to it once we get around this little picnic pavilion, but it's going to be a
Okay.
very large mixed species exhibit. Very similar to if you are watching Tivoli with Rubel. He's been working on that really large exhibit where it has ostrich and giraffes and rhinos and all kinds of cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the round building in the back there, which will be part.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
So-
So once
In
you
the
actually
distance.
once you get beyond this picnic pavilion, you'll go into what would be like a little viewing house, and then it's going to actually go down a little bit of a little stair plaza, and then it's going to wrap around to the bathrooms here. So we'll go explore that in a bit. But this is like the little picnic area where you could come and grab some lunch. There's going to be seating over here as well.
I love how simple it is and modern.
I forget what this was. I had inspiration for this that looks almost identical to this. I would have to dig it up.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since you made it.
Yeah, this was.
Where?
I made this a really long time ago, probably like 2-3 months ago, and it's just
Yeah.
been kind of hanging out in the wasteland in the back of the park, waiting for its moment to be placed. So
This placement is perfect, I think.
you have a slight little incline here with the pathing too that I feel like works pretty well.
Yeah,
That's really nice. And how did you make that thin fencing in front of it?
This
Yeah.
I actually
What is
have
that?
been meaning to replace it. So these are those
Oh,
little
I
metal
see.
things. And then
Gotta love
these are
that
the-
piece.
I know. These are if they didn't have these little notches on it, that would be perfect. But I mean, I understand why they do.
It's always something,
I
right?
know.
It's
That's
always
the same
something.
story with Frontier. I hope they're having a laugh with us.
Oh, they're probably
You get
laughing at
this.
us, not with us.
Oh, cool. you'll get this piece, not. So
They're like talking to each other. They're like, I mean, this would take us like 5 minutes, right? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, should we do it? Nah. Let them suffer. So one of these.
But I like how you did the little thingy here for the trash can
Oh, the little
See.
cutout.
path piece. Yeah, the little cutout.
Yeah, so this is kind of common in,
That's nice.
in theme parks that I've been to, where the path or where the trash wouldn't actually be on the path. It's just kind of set back a little bit.
that's such a detail that makes you feel like it's a real park. Actually, I think.
And then you have
That makes
more
it
of
for me.
the path imperfections here, which I feel like adds some of the detail to it. Like I love how like janky and wonky this little incline is.
Yeah, sometimes it's if you do something too nice, it's getting boring.
Yeah.
Like having some inconsistencies helps to
And then what I used here was this is actually one of the statue bases.
Oh yeah.
I've just flipped it on its side and kind of turned it into a wall. It gets a little repetitive though, is the only issue, so you don't want to use it a whole bunch.
But isn't there a fix for that? Can't you just rotate it so the?
You can, but I don't know. I'm sure it would look fine.
Okay,
It
I
has
used the
like a
same trick
marble
for a
feel.
blueprint I'm working on, but yeah.
So once you get up to the top here, you can kind of see into some exhibits that would be there to the left, which we're not going to look at in this episode, unfortunately. But it's all connected
Aw.
into that Serengeti experience. So there's going to be quite a few exhibits to see here, but tons and tons of different animals. So once you get up to the top, there is like a little awning here that kind of welcomes you into this area. Basically, in my opinion, lets you know that, hey, this is kind of your reward for going up here. We're going into like a new exhibit here that's not picnic areas.
Yeah, it kind of it's like here's something new. You've made it to where you wanted to go.
Yeah, and it gets you the same vibe as in the entrance that you know. Okay, I'm going to get something now
Yeah.
when I go in here.
And actually,
Yeah.
I took this awning from the entrance just to kind of tie it in a little bit. I love
Yeah.
the modernness of it. I think it's very simple, and I think it serves a little great purpose here.
Yeah, totally.
So once you get inside, this is the idea that I had for this. This is actually going to be one of the viewing houses where you could go indoors to view the animals that will all be back here. So this spot's going to be very, very large.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Kind of, God, how do you make this disappear?
G and then get rid of.
Oh, you're so smart. So, kind of the idea that I had here was that this was fenced off as more of like a natural exhibit to where maybe there's like storks or like a certain bird species that comes and kind of nest here, and they realized that it was nesting here, and they kind of fenced it off and made it like a little area. But the birds can
Oh,
freely,
that's a nice
Yeah.
detail.
but that whatever lives here can like freely leave at any time. But it always comes back here, as this is where it's basically living.
Yeah, it looks natural. Like yeah, like you said, like it just fenced it in and built around it. That's
Does
nice.
that make sense? Like what I'm trying to explain?
Yeah,
But
totally.
is there a lake
Totally.
here?
Okay.
What?
There is
What is
water
the
down there,
light?
so it's almost like a
Okay.
like what would be like a little swampy area.
The lighting just looked weird.
It does,
looked
and
like
I
art
can't
pieces.
figure out. I've changed the color of the terrain down there. Maybe I need to throw in some black art pieces down there, something to.
Maybe
I
Make
make
hope
it
they're
some
the
gonna
of the
give us
sheen.
new. Yeah, I hope they're gonna give us new water types like in Planet
well. What
Coaster.
if you make this water very dirty? Isn't it gonna look like more greenish than blue? I don't know. It might be the reflection at this point.
It's
Because
just
it's
the
like
reflection.
Yeah.
Because once you're looking above and looking down, it looks fine. But it's like this angle for some reason sucks.
yeah, it doesn't
It
really.
looks like
Yeah,
the
just-
trees are floating.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Yeah.
take the shadows and whatever in account of the trees. It's just reflecting the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just some dark art shapes underneath the water surface would be good.
Yeah, I still need to play around a lot with this. I wanted to kind of get you guys' opinion though, because right up here was where that big elevation change was in the pathing. So I don't know if we want this to connect up here, or if we want to kind of wall this off with like foliage and stuff.
Wait, what?
Do you want me to get an overview of the area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
does it? You mean the high bridge? Bridge.
So this is where we were.
Oh, right, yeah.
So do we want this to kind of connect up here,
I think so.
or do we
maybe
want to
not.
wall this off?
Well, maybe we can eventually make it connect, but like not really in a super obvious way. But like it's more like a shortcut kind of thing, maybe.
Okay. My
Like
only
very
concern
grown
with
in.
making it, yeah, my only concern with making it like very obvious that this was a connecting point is that when you start to head from Lazz's little picnic pavilion area, or this little circular shape, it's very obvious that this is all like Serengeti experience. So if it connects with something totally different up here, I don't know if I thought that was going to be weird or not.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, again, maybe if there's like a really thin path or something, just going through some bushes that like sort of shortcut. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
It-
And like
it-
maybe something that doesn't scream like, hey, a large group of people can come walk through here. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a couple of people at a time.
I think we'll leave it like unconnected for the time being, but like maybe in the future if there's something else right behind here, then we maybe
Okay.
can connect it still.
Yeah, it could be like a really unkept path, which would be mostly used
Magic!
by,
Acting!
So yeah, the idea
by
here is that
keepers.
once,
Okay.
oh shit.
Yeah, for example. And Josh, oops.
We're gonna have so many nice bloopers of this
I know.
episode, I think.
All right. So the idea here is that once this area, I need to finish up a little bit more, especially up here where the house is for the viewing of the habitat. But I think this is pretty much the idea that I had in mind for the way that the picnic pavilion interacts with the little river here. So
Yeah, I like how it's placed and everything, and it's really like the shrubbery makes it feel like it like real, you know. In real life, they would as well just keep one side like nice and
like this here.
yeah, like cared after,
Yeah.
and like beneath is just
Yeah.
wild
'cause
growth.
I mean, honestly, all of this that you see down here, this is for us. Like you can't, as a person
No, you
going
don't really
to Pilosa, you can't see this at all
exactly.
unless you're right here.
Yep.
But yeah, that's just to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, go ahead, Rycie.
no, sorry, I was just gonna say that it's a shame because I love this view. It looks so beautiful.
Like what's behind us at this point? It's
I can't show you what's behind us, but there's something
all
really
right.
cool behind
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Ooh.
It's something that Lazz has been working on, so it
Yeah,
is
even more dragons
even more. You're literally gonna have dragons everywhere.
and dinosaurs. All of it's going in here.
So yeah, I guess honestly,
Murderous.
now that I'm thinking about it, what is behind me, I guess you could actually probably see this from there.
Yeah, maybe in
So
other
maybe it will
walls.
serve a purpose.
Yeah. It's a nice view.
But still, they wouldn't be able to reach down there, so it makes totally sense that this would be a little bit overgrown.
Yeah, it's just from an efficiency standpoint. Like, if you can't see it, why make it look good?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is I can finish this stuff up probably in the next like week or 2 weeks. My work schedule's getting kind of hectic. But I would what do you guys think what direction do you see it going from here?
I have not really much plans still. I haven't really been looking in the safe to get some inspiration for what's coming next. So I'm definitely gonna do that and let my brain kind of conjure up something.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna finally put on my working gloves and get into the whole mysterious habitat. So
Yeah.
we can maybe work in that direction.
You've told us a little bit about it so far, and it sounds very interesting, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great addition to the zoo.
And probably it's gonna
I
be
hope it
one of the more bigger things we do up until this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least from the viewer's standpoint, it's gonna look like enclosed, but of course
Yeah.
the animal would need a lot of space to
Indeed,
actually
like
live a natural habitat.
right.
And I feel like
Right.
what you're building, Lazz, it's gonna allow us to. There's gonna be opportunity to put more stuff there than the exhibits that's there, and I feel like it's gonna work out
true.
pretty cool. I feel like it's gonna kind of shift the architectural feel as well into more of like a
Yeah,
rustic.
it's gonna move the park into a new themed area of the park. I feel
Awesome.
not too heavily themed, but maybe like from
Just a different flavor.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it. And then
Me neither.
what would be? We're actually standing in an exhibit right now, by the way.
Yeah.
What would be?
And it's the secret one.
It's the secret one, yeah.
Secret
What would be to
weapon
the
9.
left here? So essentially, this pathway that you would have taken to get to this little area, it's going to loop around back to the other side of the park that we have already seen so far. But there's going to be a lot of stuff to see in between here and there.
Kind of try to make all the pathing logical in the end.
Yeah.
It will be like you can just walk a few circles and you get back at a known point, like where you can from there go to another area in the park, I suppose. So
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I guess we can leave it there for now. I apologize, guys. I'm sorry there's not like this took me a while to do, but I know a lot of it looks unfinished, especially this area here. But I can leave with some cinematic shots, and then I think next time we have the next episode is actually going to be with you, Lazz.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll kind of start to jump more into what he's doing, which again, that's going to be kind of like a pretty large shift from what you guys have seen so far into his exhibit, but it's going to be really, really cool. And I think you'll enjoy it. So thank you guys for joining me today. I know it's like probably, I know our time difference is kind of wonky, but I appreciate you taking the time and recording an episode with me.
Well, it's still really pretty early in the evening, so it's all good.
For you, you're a
Night
night owl.
ravens over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
This has been Josh.
And iDro.
And this has been Rycie.
And I'm Lazz.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
sizowaka Nisibona silapha thina sizowaka Thina nisibona silapha sizowaka Nisibona silapha thina sizowaka Thina nisibona silapha sizowaka Nisibona silapha thina sizowaka Nisibona silapha thina sizowaka